Hello, everyone, and welcome to day 2 of Zalky's Cobblemon ATM Adventure. So, I've been trying to work on my audio a little bit. If anyone is good with audio, I have a Blue Yeti mic, and I just can't seem to get the audio to like go well. It's interesting, but welcome to my day 2 of this solo adventure world, basically, and I think today I definitely want to get a storage system worked out because we have so much stuff we're collecting already. We've barely even explored one village. So we're definitely going to need some storage stuff because if I don't get a storage system, we're just going to go, it's going to be chaotic here. I did find these awesome little cat slippers. I'm not sure if I keep them visible or not. The gloves, I can't figure out how to get rid of those. I think it's an Aether thing, but it doesn't show up on my screen like it normally does for the Aether. So, not sure what that's about, but here we can see all the different things we have on our feet, and we can hide those at least. But how do we have that? As you can see, last time we did find a bunch of stuff. Even our backpack is already getting full. So we desperately need to find a storage system. Now, one of the, I think, typically easy ones is Tom's Simple Storage, which has gotten a facelift, it even seems, which is pretty cool. We might be able to get this set up. So our inventory connector, we're going to need diamonds. I think diamonds are just going to be a huge thing for us to find this episode. And yeah. So, but first things first, let's get this going. See if we can't make some storage. Throw all these berries in here. Set up. So we got some extra wood. All these valuables as well. Just looting part of the village, which is just crazy, I think. Okay. I think our biggest thing is figuring out what to do with all this stuff that we've found. There's a lot of things. So lots to look at. We did find this waystone that was next to the Pokemon Center. Place it right here. I don't know what we should call it. If anybody has any suggestions for what we should call our home base area, let me know in the comments, and I will definitely update this. But right now, we'll just call it Zalky's Den. Oh, pretty nice start. Got a nice little blast furnace. We have some lava, so we might be able to. We'll probably grab that later once we have some more stuff. Sort this real quick. I have a bunch of random things. I know for sure we don't need any of this right now. We need that. Definitely don't need that. Don't need this yet. We do have Protect, which is nice. That's going to be a good move for when we want to start getting into battles and things like that. But first I want to take a look at the quest line. So last time we went through this initial getting started. Now I'm looking at these quality of life. So riding Cobblemon. So you can traverse the land, sea, and sky with your mons. Okay. So you can interact, jump, sneak, sprint. Oh, you can call Pokemon and shift R to dismount. Nice. That's very cool. Like you can to mount them. So it looks like from the look of the picture, you just need a saddle, and once you put a saddle on your Pokemon, you can actually ride them. That's pretty cool. More commands. Your PC/party in the browser. Wow. Okay. Might have to try that out. Cobblemon counter. Okay, so you can make a counter. Interesting. I don't know if we need that. RTP. Oh, we can set our home. Okay, so let's do /set home. Perfect. So with that, I think we can do /home and we can get back here super easy. Okay, so there is an explorer's compass. I think this is one of the most broken items in mod packs, because you can actually just search for any structure you're looking for at any time, which is, you know, one of the best things in mod packs. But I like to kind of discover stuff on my own. So this one we may use is the nature's compass, which is pretty cool for finding different biomes. Akashic tome. Guessing basically you can typically in this one you can put all the different guides and books from other mod packs into. The Waystone, because I'm guessing the one that we have didn't count towards that. Let's try it again. Huh. Interesting. Okay. I don't know if that's because we have to craft it or what, but we'll find out. Maybe we just have to make a new one. No biggie. Darn. I thought we were going to get an easy one. Okay. There's a seed market, which if you've ever done farming for blockheads in your packs, you would know this block can give you almost any seed you need. Very useful for getting all the trees or different like Botania mod, those kind of things. Spyglass zoom. I actually have a zoom mod I added just to kind of not have to worry about holding an item for it. There's wallets as well. So this is, I believe, probably to keep all the Pokédollars. Oh, look, we even have a mob system. Very cool. So we have some mob farms we can probably do. A lot of discs. Repel. Okay, very cool. The Mega Torch, which is a classic. Get rid of the hostile. Oh, and takes care of Cobblemon spawns as well, it seems. So some cool quality of life add-ons that they do for the pack. If we look at seasonal field research, we have, looks like, different things that we can do. So defeat 100. Wow. So these are cool. So these are, I think, things you kind of take care of in the background. Modified exchange. Very cool. Okay. So the Pokédollars. Main currency. Yep. Makes sense. Okay. So 1 relic coin equals 10 Pokédollars. Whoa. And 100 Pokédollars equals a master token. Okay. We have an ATM block or the wallet. Seems like we can use. So click that, get a free Pokédollar. Very nice. So it looks like this is where we can, it's like a store where we can use our Pokédollars to get stuff. Oh, this is good. So this is the mining skill card that goes with the Ultimine unlock progression. So very cool. We will definitely be needing that. Okay. Rare candies, potions. You basically have a mobile Pokemart at any time. Oh, this is another good one. XP share. We can get a trainer card. We can even get stone. Wow. Or no, these are... Oh, okay. So you can turn in stuff and get Pokédollars. Interesting. Okay, so now we have a real reason to make some different farms. If we can make a cobblestone farm, we can just continually get Pokédollars. That's going to be coming in real handy. And I'm sure some of these you have to buy with master tokens. Yeah. So we can't get a dragon head unless we have, which is like 300, right? Yeah, there's so many. Yeah, you need like 300 Pokédollars to get one of these dragon heads. Everything else seems pretty cheap, actually. Okay, master token. But yeah, some of these are actually pretty cheap. Nice. Okay, that was quite a bit of time looking through quests. I think what we do is we try and I think first off, let's break some trees and get started. I really wish I had Ultimine, but unfortunately I can't pick him up. The cool thing I did find is we do have the carry-on mod in this, so that'll be fun to use. That's level 23. I want to be careful. What is this little guy? But first off, let's see if we can't. These trees are big too. Break that tree down. Get us some more wood. We need some more chests. That there. Actually, that the aesthetic is definitely there. We do need some more room. This in there. There. Don't need that right now. Common candy. What does this do? Reduces a... Why would I ever reduce my Cobblemon's level? That's odd. Not sure. Okay. This in there. Throw the relic coins in here. We can't empty some of these things out. So that, looks like... Okay, so that's where we can... put this in here for now. Okay, is there anything... Let's look at the... We have quite a bit of Pokédollars, so we might actually just be able to buy a couple things here and there. Which would be huge for us to get kind of started. Like that, we get one of those. Okay, we got these, got all of these. We need some more wood because we got to make the wood tools, right? Okay. tree down. We got some more wood, which is huge because we were going to need it. Our axe, pickaxe, shovel, the hoe. There we go. So you see we got all of those. Go back here and look. We got the Poké Dollars from making the tools. We gotta make a sword. Almost forgot. Well, I did forget, but we're not gonna talk about it. Alright. We got that. So we got the sword Poké Dollar. We have our mining skill card. Oh, we got an extra one. I think we have 2 extra now, but that's fine. We need to make a card blueprint. Okay, I think I saw some amethyst back at the village. Once we do that, we'll need to make a skills record. So we do need one of these. So that works out. We also need yellow concrete. It's totally fine. Okay. Let's put some of this away. We have some room. More chests. Don't think we might keep that. We can modify exchange. Check the prices between the two and see which one gives us more stuff. Have some iron. Upgrade this one as well. Less? Okay, that's what I thought. We don't need as many as that one. All this in here, along with that and that. All right. Perfect. So now that we've organized some of our stuff a little bit, what we can do is we will do some looting and get some new Pokemon for our team. So I'll probably jump to some of that so that you can see what we got up to a little bit and show you some of the cool things that we're finding in this world. So part of it is, first thing we found is an Aron. I personally love the Pokemon, and so I think it's pretty cool to find them. I was able to catch it pretty easily. And we found a Butterfree. I think Butterfree is always a classic Pokemon and one that can use sleep powder. So sleep is a very useful status effect when trying to catch new Pokemon as well. So catching a Butterfree was definitely a huge move up for us. So that was always a good Pokemon to go after. And I personally just love catching some of the new Pokemon and getting to see what all we can put together. But our organization's getting a lot better. We have more chests, but we definitely, this episode, we're going to get into Tom's simple storage, and that will allow us to really automate a lot of our crafting and putting away things that we find while we loot different villages and so on. So I think that is always a positive. And so once we get to looting, then we can also start looking at what trainers we want to start to find. Like Brock, we found Brock on our map actually. And I thought maybe we had to spawn him with the quest line, but maybe if we can just beat one that's already spawned in the world, we can actually take care of it. So we'll start off with Bulbasaur, of course. See if we can put him to sleep, and we got the sleep. So Bulbasaur having sleep and a type advantage helps us a lot to get an upper hand on him. So quick swap, we anticipate the swap and get another sleep off, putting his Pokemon to sleep. That's always positive. We can power up a little bit, even though we have a type advantage, I think, against most of his Pokemon. If we're powered up, it'll give us a much higher chance to be able to knock out the Pokemon. So oh no, it woke up. The Archon woke up, so I got us real low. But we should be able to one-shot, knock it out. Ooh, Vulpix. So that's where we're at a type disadvantage. So we can try and just swap out. Dang, Geodude is almost knocked out right away. We do have we have a strength here, get into a fire type, so we don't get it off because we have to do the switch. That's totally fine. Aron I think has an ability that we can use that's effective. Even though we take a little bit of damage, Aron should be able to get his attack off, and we take out Vulpix. Geodude's back out. So we should have a type advantage here because we have steel type move. It doesn't do a ton of damage, but the nice thing is we get attack raise on that attack. So that's always a positive. Ooh, he takes us out. So we go Butterfree. See if we can get a free sleep powder. Easy. Here we don't really have a type advantage with our other moves, but doing a little bit of damage should be decent enough. So Bug Bite does a little bit, so not the worst, but it should be enough while he's asleep that we can take out Geodude. The classic Onyx. See if we can't put Onyx to sleep as well. Aw, it's all curled up. But here, I think again, we just have to kind of go with the best available power move. Doesn't do a lot of damage, but with Onyx being asleep, it gives us the ability we can kind of hang out. Oh, the quick wake up and knockout. So, not the best, but it does happen. Throw him a chop out there. He should be strong. Not the worst. Still do a lot of damage. Covered a little bit, of course. Biggie though, a little sweep. Does a lot of damage, and we should be able to survive so that we can knock him out. Just enough there. There we go. Perfect. And we beat Mr. Brock. Get a couple items here. We get the Boulder Badge and we get the Feather, I believe, as well. So with the Boulder Badge, we're able to unlock some more levels for our Pokemon, which are going to be very beneficial. And Machop, you did so well, man. you finished it out for us. So thank you, Mr. Brock. And I think what we need to look at next is probably the quest line to see what we have to complete it to get the level up, or if it just automatically does it. So if we look at Champions League, we see the gym leader Brock. It's not checked like the typical quest line, so I'm not sure if we need to actually press the tasks. Oh, okay, so auto completed it, but I think it also spawned. But I think we also, the next thing we can look at is evolving some of our Pokemon. Now that we have some level ups available, I can show you some of the awesome Pokemon we're able to evolve with just beating the first gym leader. First up, Bulbasaur into Ivysaur. We got Chespin, who's going to be our next Pokemon that gets evolved. not as cute as the first stage, but hey, we're getting there, and we got, you know, Chespin. So next up, I think what we got to do is do some looting. So with Tom's Simple Storage, we need a few things in order to get this set up. So one of the first things you need is the inventory connector. So the inventory connector, you need 2 ender chests, some planks, comparator, an ender pearl, and a diamond. So if we look in our storage, we do have all these materials, so we can most likely craft that, and we can get started into our storage system. So I'll go right there whenever we craft the inventory connector. Now that we have an inventory connector, easily combine all of our inventory. We want to combine. Pickaxe or axe. How do we want to do this? I think we want to... Oh. All right. I think the next thing on our list of objectives, need So the next thing on our list of objectives is get this Ultimine unlocked. We want to get Ultimine unlocked because it makes harvesting things and all that much easier, and there's some master tokens behind it. So once you've progressed through all the levels of each card, the skill cards that we looked at, you get the miner certificate. So once you get that, then you're all set. So the thing we need to do is we need to make this skills record. The skills record will hold the different skill cards and allow us to complete challenges to actually unlock the Ultimine. So once we get that, and in order to, when we look at the skills record, we need concrete, we need a skill card, and some iron. We definitely have that. And once we get a quick sleep, I think we should have everything in order to craft it. One of the nice things is we have an easy way. So sometimes yellow concrete, you'd have to farm it, right? Well, in this case, we actually have the modified exchange, which has all of the concrete blocks you would want, and they only cost 4 Pokédollars. So luckily, I was already ready. I already was able to get yellow concrete. Basically, the main thing we need to do is make a skill record. The only thing we're missing is iron nuggets, which we can make easily. And so we should be able to make this. I need a mining, which I have an empty one because I've already created the different tools. And now we have everything we need to make this skill record. And now what we can do is I can take these skills that I've made and we can load them up into the skills record. The next part of that is we need a pen and we're going to need paper. So once we do that, look up pen. Forget that fortunately you can't do the auto search. If anyone knows why, maybe it's disabled in a config file or something, let me know in comments, because I tried looking around but I couldn't quite find it. I'm not sure where it would be. Well, if we look up pen, we should be able to find the pen tool. So we're going to need gold and an ink chamber, and we need different dyes. So if we should have some stuff in here to make it. Now we should be able to make the ink chamber. I think the only thing we're missing now is gold ingots. Don't think we have picked up. Totally fine. Don't think I have. Nope. Totally fine. Don't. Okay. So we did pick up. I did pick some more things up while looting. Throw those into there. And now we should have everything we need in order to make the pen. Now that we have the pen, we are going to need a lot of paper, and we're just going to throw it into the backpack because we know that's going to come in handy. And I can load the first stack into here. And the next thing we're going to need to do is put ink inside of the pen. And if you want to look it up, you can right click, or sometimes it's R. It's a keybind you can also do. But if you R, you can see all of the ink amounts that you can put into here. If you hover over it, you can see the ink and the amounts. So if you want 50 ink each time, you're going to need black, red, green, or blue. And then if you can only do 10 ink, it's these colors of yellow, white, brown, light blue, you know, the mixture ones sometimes as well. So what you can do, you can look in here. We have a lot of white dye. We have a bunch of bone meal. And so we have a bunch of different things that we can actually make dye out of. The hard ones to get are going to be these, where we have red, green, and blue. One thing we have though is poppy or rose, wither roses. So what we can do is what I want to do. Got dispensers. We should be able to actually, if I do this right, we have droppers and we have dispenser. What we want is a dispenser, but it's saying we don't have the materials. Sure if that's cobble. It's probably cobble. We haven't done a lot of mining, so we do need to do some of that. What we can do. And this is where I think I'm going to put the mine eventually. So, and I've already had to do it a little bit. This, get some cobble. There we go. Now that I have that, there, and we'll make a dispenser. And now that we have that, bone mill. Nice easy dispenser. Rose. Stone. Good, easy. Maybe this would be the easiest way. Each time you dispense, you can actually get rose bushes, and rose bushes turn into 2 red dye per rose bush. Spread it out, and you can add it into there. We have ink. Pretty easy enough. And so the next thing, the way we can actually improve this, is we need to make some kind of redstone clock. Keep it going. Now I'm not the best redstone person. So the main way I know to make an easy clock is to make an observer. And we're gonna need I need more cobble. The next thing we're also going to be working on is getting create going. So once I get this going, we can have create start going, create iron as well as cobble and those basic building blocks for us. This should get us started as well into the ink that we need. Once we have those two, do is break this apart. That there, this there. Load this up with some bone meal. Did that wrong. So if we place this one here, and this here, that clock will start going. So nice quick way to get plenty of red dye in order to do the ink pen. And once this has ran out, all we have to do is break that, and we no longer have to listen to that. Now we can clean that up later, but now we have 58 rose bushes, which gives us a ton of red dye. And the other part that's really nice is we can actually go in here, spread this all around, put this in here, and the system will allow us to fill up our pin. So now that the pin is full, we have a very good you have progression bars, animation, so you can actually change where the challenges go. I'm going to put them into the bottom right, since we have quite a few things we're already looking at. But this should be full. Actually, we might be able to, but you can't put more than a stack of paper. So just be mindful of that. You do want to have extra paper on you in case you run out, as well as you're going to need more ink eventually as well. Keep that in mind. And to get to each challenge, you need to right click onto the skill card. And once you see the skill card, here it says destroy spruce logs. You can hit this pin right here and it will pin it to the bottom part of your screen, which you should be able to see a little bit now. And it's there as long as you have the skills record out. So once you have that, keep on, see how you're progressing, and as well as background color. Pretty nice little thing. So you're going to want to activate it for every skill card so that you're making sure you're maximizing the amount of things at once. So now that we have the skills record, we can move on to some of the other things, that quality of life things that we're going to need in this journey. First of all, we're going to need create. Create is, again, one of my, I think I've said it before, but one of my favorite mods to use. And I think it's just so easy to set up, especially a little early on when you don't have a ton of resources. It can help make resources as well as get resources to a solid state. So now that we have resources, we can start working on it, and all we basically need is some wood and some andesite and some iron. But with the little bit that we have, we can actually get started on building a couple of the important items like gearboxes and water wheels and things like that. So I've already got the water wheels set up, and now we just need a gearbox, and we can get started on our create project. Now that we have a gearbox, go back here. Change this. Now it can go in multiple directions. I think the main thing we really want to do here, we want a basic speed like this. And we need to put this on here. And actually, once we place that, this, and you can kind of tell, this is actually rotating a little bit quicker because of course it has less teeth on this wheel, this cog. There's more teeth here, so it takes a little bit longer to rotate, and this has less, so it takes less. Nice thing is we can actually put the big cog on that, and it's going the same revolutions because it's just on the pole. So this allows us to do what we call gear ratioing. As long as we block this pole, we can again use the smaller, less teeth cogwheel to again double the speed here. Again, extending it on the single pole maintains that same speed. Again, we just have to cover this up, and then we can actually put that right there, and again it's doubling the speed of those gears. So this is actually a pretty good speed, I would say, to have something. So once we put that on there, the other thing we could do is we could move this back, we could do all these things, but right now this is kind of our initial setup, and we can clean it up at a later time, I think. So what I'll do is, now that we have that over there, I do want to make depot. Now depot is really nice because it basically gives us a platform to place objects for our create machine, so that we can go on. Actually put a bunch of things on there, and it will process those items. We'll just take a full stack of iron, since we have quite a bit. We'll place it right here. We're going to get the bomb. Now, decently fast, but actually I think we can make it a little bit faster because we have quite a bit of power with 4 water wheels. Again, put this over that. Double the speed here. There. There's that final. We've 1, 2, 3, 3, and basically multiply that. 5, 1, 3. So we got 3 smalls, 4, 5 total small ones. So we've basically almost 5 times doubled it. So I'm pretty sure that's how that works. So now we have quite the fast rotational power going for it. So once we place this in there now, we should see it a lot faster. And we're creating the controller. But now we have a full stack of iron sheets. You guys are down there. Down there. Almost 6:30 again. But we do want going to need some gold. So we have one piece of gold. I think 4 will be enough. We want a wrench and goggles. As we do create, those 2 things have vital importance to making our processes a lot easier with creating. So now that we flatten those, we can go back our storage system, throw that in there as easy as that, and see if we have the things we need. We may need some glass, maybe. We will need 1 kilo. So I will throw this there. And pretty soon we won't even need these furnaces where we're wasting coal actually to make things. Now we should have what we need to make goggles. Wrench. Advancement goes away. We have a wrench. 2 of the most vital. We have the goggles, and then we have the wrench. What we do is we can actually we'll swap it out for the helmet for now. And now that we have those goggles on, we go back over here. You can actually see that our press is using 1,000 stress units. So, and if you look at the water wheels, each water wheel produces 512. So 1,024 for those 2 water wheels. So basically this run is using half, 50% of our power allotment. And that is basically because each gear ratio you go up is going to use increased power. So what I can show you is, if you look at the mechanical press, what you'll see is 8 times RPM. So if you take the RPM and you multiply it by that 8, then that is what you're going to get for stress units. The other piece we want to look at, go in here, we can actually make a speedometer. Just a compass and an andesite casing. You can see, okay, we have 128 RPM. And all you have to do is simple math. Basically 128 times 8, and that's how you get the 1024. So if you're ever not sure how this works, you can see right here it's slow and it's working about 4 RPM when you use just the basic water wheels. Cool thing is, so after the first one, the gear ratio, it goes up to 8. So you double it there, and then it's doubled, again, doubled, and then doubled. And when you're looking at the create machines, like for instance, mechanical saw, it only uses 4 times the RPM. So it's actually a more efficient create machine. It's really nice. As well as the mechanical drill, the harvester, it actually doesn't show it on there, but it also uses it and the mechanical mixer uses it 4 times. Mechanical press happens to be one of the higher ends, and we're going to get into some of these extruders as well, which are really awesome. But now that we have the press there, we can slow it down a bit and change it because we do want to get a mixer going. Like I said earlier, that is one of the more efficient ways of creating something. Now that we have some flattened iron sheets, we can make the whisk. And once the whisk is made, we can make a mixer. So once we have that, we're also going to need a basin. The basin's really cool. It allows you to put stuff in it. You can mix liquids as well as objects, or just objects. And we're also going to need blaze burners eventually as well. As you can see, so if we go here, you can see that we have an issue where this has a pole coming up the side, and you can look here, if we zoom in, cog is actually in the middle. It's a different direction, so we can't just go from the press straight to the whisk or the mixer. We actually have to be a little strategic with this and change up how this is set up. So what we can do, so fortunately, because of somehow this is working. Okay, so that is kind of cool. I actually have had issues with this in the past, but because big cogs can actually go in a different direction like this, small ones can't, but the big ones can. What you can do is you can place that there, but you can't place this here. It's kind of unfortunate, but the nice thing is we can actually adjust for that. Place this right here. I can place that right there, and we have a nice little setup where we can just place our base in here. We have a mixer set up as well, so you can see this one is only using 512. We're still at 75% capacity with our speed on with our stress units. Now the cool thing is you can use the speedometer to figure out, okay, what's our maximum, or you can put this back into your crafter. It'll turn into a stressometer, and you can basically put it wherever, but somewhere like this is perfect, where you can see, oh, there's 75% still to be used. Very awesome to know, and it helps you to utilize the maximum of your whole network stress in order to use the most machines with what you have available. The next thing I get to show you is some of the extensions and additions onto our little house to hopefully increase the amount of area we can put for machines and different things like that. Sadly, the first thing we had to do was remove the create stuff. That will be coming back, but we had to take it down for now so that we could create a storage extension onto our house, and then we will probably put a mountainside extension on, and I'll do a couple of quick time lapses for everybody to show you those buildings, and we'll come back after that and hopefully get to show you some of the fixes we did. But we're going to do a storage extension onto the house so that we can kind of offset that area and hopefully give us more room to have the chests and also the backpacks even touching, so that we have more storage available to us. So that will be the next step here, and I hope you guys enjoy the time lapse. welcome back. I hope you guys enjoyed the time lapses, and I get to show you around a little bit and show you what we built and kind of the new storage setup. So we'll go down here, and the interior you can see has changed a little bit. So I've been able to move things out a little bit. So we have some basic things. We still have our little Pokemon area set up here, but now we have this, our nice storage setup. And I also built a couple of these things. We have botany pots. So this grows spruce logs, and this one grows sugarcane. So now we have an endless supply for paper, sugar, and then we have wood to supply. But we're able to create this extension and attach. So actually what's cool is all of these are touching. So these backpacks are touching this chest, so they are actually part of the storage. You see there we have 2,166 slots. You can see that wood number going up. We have the spruce logs and oak logs. I don't think it counts. Maybe it does. It might actually. It might even be counting the botany pots, which is a really cool idea that we might have to expand upon and make some more of those. But this is our nice little extension to the house. So a little bit different vibe from that to kind of the brick, but I think we're kind of transitioning into a brick setup for this area before we dive into kind of a futuristic battle arena and large technology building, where we're going to be doing more of the advanced technology like mechanism and those kinds. So we'll go outside to just kind of give you guys an idea of what the outside is. I added some of the apricorn leaves here. Got a little, looks like a Teddy Ursa halo, but just a nice little building with some accented things. Post, just to kind of make it feel like it's part of the area. I think it looks pretty good and kind of ties to our little fireplace over here as well. The particles are a little messed up. It does happen occasionally. And then we have this, my little mountainside extension, which I'm gonna make some stairs, kind of go down here. But here you can see we have the visitor in there. So take care of him. But this will be the beginning of our create area. So I've built this out, and we'll go into the mountain and even connect it to the main building, so that we're always kind of expanding the base slowly but surely. So yeah. So with that base extension, we have more space to add on, and I will be putting the create stuff back up in that extension over there. So I just want to thank everyone for watching the episode today, and kind of in the episode, I actually wanted to just show some clips from a couple of the encounters we had with some of the Pokemon. So we're still super early in this series in my solo world, but we actually had some crazy encounters while filming, and a couple of them I just can't even believe it. There's some craziness that happened, but you'll see that in the clips. And I just want to thank everyone for coming to check out the video. And if anyone has some suggestions about Cobblemon or any of the mods that you've seen that would be interesting, or you have some questions about them, let me know in the comments. And if you wouldn't mind hitting like, just trying to make some cool content and have fun playing a mod pack that I found. And if you're interested in playing, I may actually be looking at doing a larger server if people are interested. So just comment down below. But I have some ideas for some of the mods that are in this pack that we're going to see how much we can integrate some of these things. So some exciting things I think coming. And this episode took a little bit longer to make just because of the amount of content that just popped up from this. And it had a lot to do with some of these encounters that you're about to see with some legendary Pokemon that I never thought I would be running into this early on in this mod pack. So stick around, check out these Pokemon, and again, just thanks for coming and checking it out. Thanks. Huh? What? Do anything into this thing? No. What was this? 64? Got it. Alright, let's 5 times. Quick pull it. Okay. Figured it probably wouldn't work, but okay. Didn't get one shot. Not. Yep, goner. This is I think it's gonna go well. Put it to sleep. Put it to sleep. Put it back to sleep. Stay asleep. Need to keep it asleep. Maybe we can use one more. Make sure it stays asleep. Try this. If we actually can catch this, it would be insane. We got it. Holy. Absolutely crazy. Caught a raging bolt. What? Wait, what? There's no way this is... But... Even if it's tiny, it's a Mew. There's no way. Okay. Kind of figured. Not gonna lie. Okay. Is it just gonna kill me? Well, I don't think this is gonna happen. There's no shot we actually catch this thing. What? What? What just... No. Wait. What? How did this happen? There's no way. There's no way. That actually just happened.